What's up? You got your boy Dyreck, aka Native Shades, reminding you to like and subscribe. Cause today we're gonna be answering an age-old question. What is harder to make, trap or boom bap? What is harder to make, trap or boom bap? What do you have problems with? Believe it or not, some folks are maestros when it comes to making a trap beat. They're like Picassos on FL Studio, while other folks just struggle. They can't make a trap beat for rice and beans. And as shocking as it was to my surprise, some people have problems creating boom bap. I mean, they'll go get educated in the slums of Shaolin just trying to figure out how to make this type of music. While for some folks, it's as easy as brushing their teeth. So which is harder to make? Is boom bap harder to make than trap? Or is trap harder to make than boom bap? Now, when trap really started hitting, in my opinion, around 2012, 2013, a good majority of the boom bap heads and some of the older guys was looking at it like, this is some easy kind of music. This is some ABC 1, 2, 3. You know, they would look at the trap producer in the corner with their skinny jeans, and they would just say, these guys, they're just making bubblegum music. This thing is simple. Anybody can do this. But when them old heads actually went on their samplers or whatever software they were using and tried to create, you were like, this is interesting. Is this, EDM / house? They were having problems. Some couldn't understand the concept of double time. Like instead of a 80 BPM song, you need to, turn that John up to 160. It really makes a difference on how you're trying to program your music. While other cats that are masters at trap, they don't care what BPM they're on. They could make a trap beat. You can put them on 80 BPM, they'll make a banger. Put them on 160, they're gonna make magic happen. But it's not only some of the boom bap guys having struggles. There are some trap producers out there that just cannot understand the concept of boom bap. You might hear their trap beat and it's perfect, it's on point. You're wondering, hey man, why aren't you working for some record label like Atlantic or Universal or something like that? But when it comes to them making a boom bap beat, after they press play and you finish hearing the song, you look at them and say, that ain't it. It just doesn't sound right. It sounds bland. The drums are corny. The samples are trash. They just can't do it. I think for some folks, for some trap producers, there's just a disconnect. I remember a guy in my comments section, I said, hey man, folks aren't sampling like they used to. And the guy was like, hey, what music have you been listening to? People are sampling left and right. All the new songs, there's a big sampling wave going on. And he mentioned some songs. And I was like, okay, maybe I missed it. Maybe I've been in a what had happened was whirlwind and I missed what he was talking about. So I actually checked the songs. And when listening to the songs, I was like, this ain't sampling. The way the producers sampled on the song was similar to how boom bap guys or, the hip hop guys sampled in the early and late 80s, where they would just take a 2-bar loop or a 4-bar loop and just put it on the track and just layer some drums underneath it. So these new trap songs were actually taking samples from the mid 90s and early 2000s, and they were just taking 2-bar loops and layering trap drums underneath it and, calling it a rap. And I'm listening to this saying, this ain't sampling. Because what I'm used to is cats flipping a sample. You know what I'm saying? Like when Jay Dilla gets a sample and he flips it like a coin. I'm used to that. When Q-Tip or Kanye West get their hands on something and they chop it up like Ginsu, To me, that's sampling. But that could be part of the problem. Boom bap guys, when they hear, the boom bap music, they critique harder. They'll listen to your drums and say, hey, you probably want to add some more compression to them drums. They'll hear how you chopped up the sample and say, you know what, why did you sample that part of the record? Why didn't you sample the end? When the violin comes in real quick for half a second and leaves, yeah, you probably should sample that part. They'll listen to your hook section and say, you might want to think about making the hook the verse and the verse the hook. Boom bap guys critique boom bap music harder. I remember Sound Oracle talking about that in his Unquantized podcast. And, I couldn't agree more. For me, boom bap is a breeze to make. I was shocked when I found out, dudes that were nice making trap beats had problems making boom bap beats. I couldn't even understand it. I actually struggled making trap beats in the beginning. I couldn't get the drums right. The hi-hats was driving me crazy. The BPM was all over the place. You know what I'm saying? It took some time for me to get the concept of trap and what I should be doing. But what about you? What did you find harder to make, or what did you have trouble making? Did you have trouble making trap or boom bap? Which one? Let me know in the comments section. So this is your boy Dyreck, aka Native Shades, reminding you to like and subscribe. And I'm signing off.